Jay, it's your boy Neal back with another reaction video, going back into the mind. One of the greatest to ever play the game of basketball, Michael Jeffrey Jordan. This one is learning. Now, before we dive into this, y'all know I need y'all to dive into the subscribe button, ring the notification bell, give the video a thumbs up so it gets suggested. Social media, Patreon, all up top. You don't subscribe to any of it, put all the links in the description. All you gotta do is hit the link, follow me, talk to me. I'm human. I talk back. You guys got a favorite video suggestion? You can subscribe to Patreon and drop it in the comment section. Oh, I got MJ.
It gets my happiest was when I first got to Chicago and I found out I could play on this level, you know, and I started to feel the enthusiasm coming within the city, you know, and then go out and showcase your talent in front of starving fans who were looking for some type of change. And that to me was very gratifying, along with the birth of my kids. I can never overlook that. I haven't had any disappointments. I mean, you know, sports is a tool that teaches, you know, and it teaches you bad things. It can also teach you good things. It's how you perceive those things. I've looked at every experience that I've had, negative and positive, and taken that as a positive. You know, if I wouldn't change anything because I think it would alter some of the other things that happened. You know, so when I look back, I can't say that I've had any bad things happen. Sure, I mean, you don't want bad things to happen, but you deal with bad things. You can't have good or without bad. We learn.
That's a fact. You can't have good or bad. You wouldn't go back and change the bad things because then that would change the outcome of maybe some of those good things that happen. So you don't want to change anything that happened. You just want to take all those experiences and be able to learn from all of it. I love this guy's mindset, man.
But you deal with bad things. You can't have good or without bad. And we learn as we move forward, and we learn from the past, and we try to project the future. I mean, where are we going to be in 20, 21 years? I don't know, you know, which is the beauty of, you know, creativity. But we're going to keep striving, trying to get things better and better. You know, that comes from learning over the past 20 years and 21 years, and we're going to keep trying to turn that around and make it happen for the next 20 years. I think going through the University of North Carolina, I learned the fundamentals of the game, the mind and the thought process that comes along with the game. And once I got on this level, I put two and two together, and I evolved as a complete player. I don't want to look so far in the future that, you know, I'm pressed to live out a certain schedule. My life has always been, and my motto has always been to live it day by day, you know, and not try to think so far in advance that you kind of forget about the present. You know, I want to live for the present at this particular time. For years, you know, you find yourself doing things for them, you know, trying to appease them. You know, when you're out in the public, and they come up, you know, they want to meet, greet, say hello, you know, sign autographs. But I want them to understand this is my time. This is not your time. This is my time now. Do you study?
Yeah. This is my time to relax, to get away. You know what I'm saying? When it's time for me to go to work, I go to work. He put everything he could into the game of basketball to become the greatest player to a lot of people. You feel me? And so when he's not around basketball, I'm sure he does just like want to relax. He does want to take it easy. He does want. He needs that chill, that downtime, and he's not trying to be mean or disrespect or be rude to any fans by like not wanting to meet or not wanting to sign autographs. He just, as a human being, you need the ability to go recharge your battery. You need some downtime.
Understand, this is my time. This is not your time. This is my time now. Do you study pro basketball history? Sure. I think that's the way you learn about dealing with all different types of players, dealing with the game and the expanding of the game. You brought a different attitude, a different expansion to the game. Magic, Larry, myself.
You know, as an athlete, are you feeling satisfied? Because I know at times that we've talked, you say you're still searching for that perfect game, still searching to find in your mind greatness as you describe it.
I'm getting better. I'm getting at my peak. I'm getting at my limit. Physically, I think I am at my limit. Mentally, it's a lot of empty space that I don't know much about, but I keep forcing myself to learn about the game. I am getting to a point where I'm maxing out my education about the game of basketball. And when you get to that point, it's a necessity to pass it. You know, I was gifted, I was talented, you know, I knew how to play the game. I didn't know how to play the game on the professional level. I had to learn that. And it took some years of learning, watching Magic Johnson, watching Larry Bird, to see how they can play, you know, impact games when they're not scoring. Or, you know, they score 4 points, they still make the, you know, the big plays down the stretch. These are things that you learn in the process of maturing in this league, you know. And as I watched, I began to adapt, and I became more complete. You know, I wasn't one-dimensional. The one thing I never wanted to be was one-dimensional. You know, everyone saw me as just a scorer, one-on-one player, but I knew I was better than that. I came from a great program in North Carolina, teach you how to do more than just one thing. You know, so I spent the rest of my career trying to evolve as a player, and when our team got to a point where we can contend, I had to assume a leadership role. I had to, you know, other guys had to step forward, and then when we got to that point where we were winning, all the bases and all the foundation has been built. You know, now it's just a matter of, can you mentally get yourself back each time to challenge yourself more so than the opponent, but yourself, to be that hungry each and every time you stepped on the court. That took some evolving over the course of my career. And when I got to that point, I had no doubts that I couldn't win anytime I stepped on the court.
Once you get in the moment, you know.
Just listening to him, you can listen like how much he thought about the game of basketball, how much he thought about so many things when it pertained to that, and how much he learned by actually playing and actually doing, and the process of watching other great players that came up, and he understood, just watching these guys and understanding how they play basketball, how they learned how to use their team as best as possible. If they weren't scoring as much, how to still have a huge impact on the game. If you're having a bad game all game, how to still be able to make those last moments count, to make those last moments impactful. Like, you just listen, like, I don't know, he just seems like such a starving student and always wanting to learn and always evolving. I think that was his thing, always wanting to evolve. You can hear that when he talks.
I had no doubts that I couldn't win anytime I stepped on the court.
Once you get in the moment, you know when you're there. Things start to move slowly. You start to see the court very well. You start reading what the defenses are trying to do. And I saw that. I saw that moment. And, you know, when I saw the moment, the opportunity to take advantage of it when Russell reached, and I took advantage of that moment. And I never doubted myself. I never doubted the whole game. We were hanging too close. You know, it was a 3-point game, 4-point game, 5-point game. You know, Scottie Pippen's hurt. Dennis and everybody's in foul trouble. And they never really burst out and left us standing. You know, and, you know, we kept hanging in there. And I knew that we were going to have an opportunity to win this game. And I just wanted to be able to do that. And from an offensive standpoint, sure, you look at my rebounds, I only had maybe 2 or 3 rebounds. And I told Phil that, you know, I know I'm going to have to play a lot of minutes. I have to conserve energy somewhere. And unfortunately, I had to be on the rebounding edge. And but the offense, I had to step forward.
I think the biggest thing about what I've gone through is that I could have never learned these experiences going through a classroom. You know, living through it is a whole different experience than the classroom could ever teach me. A lot of these guys that I'm playing with now never really experienced when Chicago Stadium was only 6,500 people watching the game. That builds camaraderie between friends and players and coaches and stuff like that. That to rebuild or to start over or to have that with someone else, you basically have to go through the same processes. You know, you can't skip steps to earn that type of respect. You got to go through all the disappointments that a relationship must go through. And the city of Chicago has earned it. For years we've been, wait till next year, wait till next year. Now we're 5 out of 7 years champions. That means a lot.
That's crazy.
For once, don't look at the bottom line. Look at the joy of this night and every night that we have won a championship, and the enjoyment that you have put together an unbelievable organization that's been champions for 5 out of 7 years. You never succeed without that possibility of failure. I mean, each time that I do something, I can go win or I can lose. You know, and that inner confidence that you got to have to take that chance. This is the guy who came.
In order to succeed, you have to put yourself in a position to fail. Stop playing with MJ, man. That MJ, you are a different animal.
That inner confidence that you got to have to take that chance. This is the guy who came from a little town who evolved to be an important part to the history of the game of basketball, which is how anybody wants to be remembered. And then when I did choose to come back, I didn't let that be a base or a goal. I wanted to extend further than that. I want to get back to that level and extend it further if I could. You know, that was part of my driving force.
Do you want Rodman back?
Sure. His dresses doesn't bother me. His hair doesn't bother me. Sure, I mean, he's going to go wacko every now and then. We've come to live with that. We've come to accept that. But you can't find another player on the basketball court that works just as hard as Dennis Rodman. Gives 110%, dives at loose balls, even if he can't get them. That's Dennis Rodman. So I don't have a problem with Dennis, you know, and I don't think Phil does. I don't think Dennis does. I mean, I don't think Scotty does. We've been able to control him to some degree. And look, we're here for champions back to back. You guys may love him. He may say a lot of crazy things, and David Stern may find him $50,000. The guy doesn't care about money.
Dennis Rodman, when he...
Yeah. Mike's like, Dennis can do whatever Dennis want to do. As long as Dennis come in here and is about winning and contributes to winning, Dennis can go crazy all he want to. I don't care about none of that. All I care about is when he step on this court, he work as hard as possible, and he contributes to winning as much as possible. That's it.
They find him $50,000. The guy doesn't care about money.
Dennis Rodman, when he won his Defensive Player of the Year award, unashamedly cried. And here Michael Jordan wins the Most Valuable Player and sort of breaks up. And why?
This particular time, I was being given that MVP by my teammates, by people that I play with and I'm with 8 months out of the year, instead of the media, who I see quite a bit. But my players actually gave me that because of the way they played, I feel. And that was very touching for me. And when they said that they were going to go out there and help me receive this, you know, I did all I could just to hold back the tears, because it really showed to me what they really felt for me to win that award. And for them to go out there and receive it with me showed to me like it was a family situation. It was a unity all year long.
But I believe, and I've always believed, that when the team is successful, everybody shines. All the individual accolades will take care of themselves. Everybody's going to blossom from this whole situation. So when I'm with my team, and you've seen it, you know, I'm not going to be the one that overshadows everyone. I want your comments as much as his comments. If you're expecting me to carry the whole weight or speak the whole time, I don't want to do that, because then I'm taking more of the responsibility. When you are just as adult as I am, you have an opinion just as much as I do. We need that to form this team.
You know, if I don't win it, you know, I just don't win it. I'm not really trying to set that as a goal for me this season. I think more or less the team wants to be successful, and that's what I want for the team. You know, when I was here before I retired, I overshadowed Scotty a lot. You know, and he didn't get the recognition that he truly deserved. You know what I mean? And he's matured since I've been around, and when I stepped away, he matured even more, because he understood what I was sheltering him from. You know, the pressure and the press and the expectations that he had to deal with being a star. And when I'm back, he shouldn't get any less of an attention than if I was gone. And
nice, bro. Respect, bro. I feel like Scotty gets left out a lot. Like, I know Mike was the greatest on that team, one of the greatest of all time, but I feel like Scotty, his praises don't get sung enough for what he contributed to winning those championships, what he contributed to that team.
Didn't get any less of an attention than if I was gone. And when I won the MVP, and I would hold true to my word, I would take the trophy. He can have the car. I'm gonna make sure he gets the car. I mean, because he's like a little brother to me, and he's prospered and he's moved along. And you know, from a financial standpoint, from a contract standpoint, he's locked in, and he very deserving of the same $30 million or 30 whatever I get in the next coming year. He's very deserving of the same contract. I mean, because he put forth the effort every single night. He goes through the pain, and we work out every day. He's joined me in working out every day to stay healthy and to get out here and provide for this organization and this city so that we can be healthy and we can continue to be champions. So, I mean, that's what brothers do. We share our success, and that's what I'm doing to him. You know, I just want the trophy. I got enough cars. He can have the Nissan.
You learn from the perception of people that you deal with, how to judge people. I think how to judge people. I'm never really going to know because I can't get inside of your head or the next person's head. But I have to be very perceptive of what this person his main objective is in terms of trying to be my friend or trying to get close to me because of other circumstances. I think I must put up a bigger or tougher screen for other people to get closer to me.
I respect that, man. He just understood what it takes to be a winner, to win at the highest level. He understood the having the mentality of being able to learn, having the confidence, having the obsession. You just can't help but absolutely love Michael Jordan. That's all we got for this one. You guys got a favorite video suggestion? You can subscribe to Patreon or drop it in the comment section. Subscribe to the channel, ring notification bell, get a video a thumbs up so it gets suggested. Social media and Patreon are all up top. You can subscribe to any of it. Put all the links in the description. All you got to do is hit the link, follow me, talk to me. Love talking to you guys. You guys are the most incredible team on YouTube. It's your boy D Neal. Out.